Hello, my seedlings. I have been doing a lot of audio recordings of humming meditations. It's been quite some time since I've done an actual video, and I don't really know what needs to come through, but it feels like something wants to come through. And one of the main feelings that I'm getting is, at least for me, is I've alchemized all of these like heavy emotions we've been feeling with this new moon in Taurus. And they say it's going to be the closest super new moon that has ever been, like the closest one it's been to Earth. So obviously, we're going to feel it so deeply and so strongly. And I'm going to go ahead and let the cards speak because there are some things that I think I've already felt and really shared with you with my humming meditations. Those contain the most deep messages, mainly because anytime I start humming or chanting, I feel so connected. I feel so grounded. Because I used to feel like this tension, like all of these knots in my throat. And I'm feeling some itchiness right now in my throat, some like itchiness right here. But it felt like there was still a message that wanted to come through, so I'm gonna go ahead and let just nature speak. I'm gonna go ahead and let the cards speak as well. See if there's anything that wants to come out. So I have quite a few cards here. You can see quite a few cards out here. I don't think all of them will speak, but you never know. Everyone wants to say something. Anytime I feel a little lost, I always use this one, and it's Ask Your Guides. Honestly, the colors of it are just so beyond beautiful. The artwork in here is beyond beautiful. And I own a lot of her books. Sonia Shokit. I own a lot of her books, and whenever I saw this oracle deck, I was like, I need to get that. I need to get that oracle deck. I have my kitty cats out here, so I hope they don't knock the camera down or anything. I hope I don't knock my own camera down. I keep looking at the camera to make sure it's not knocked down. Okay. And one of the things that I really want is just, is there anything that we need to hear about this new moon and these energies that we're feeling? I was feeling like really, really deep energies yesterday, but it feels like somehow like, my body has just been like, if we can alchemize like the world around us, right? Because whenever we go somewhere and we feel any kind of heavy emotions, we always alchemize these feelings and these emotions. And I was like, I can do the same thing when the planets are giving off really suffocating emotions. I can literally just take deep breaths and alchemize that shit. And I'm not saying I'm a pro at it, but I'm learning. Is there anything your guides want to say to you today? I don't know if this one will speak. And do it one more time. If it doesn't, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the other deck. I don't know why I'm being called to do it again, just one more time. I do have two cards at least here that are really grabbing my attention. One was on the very top, and then the other one was at the very bottom. And it's purpose and goals. And I feel like with this new moon in Taurus, we really are like, I feel like grounding ourselves and noticing that our purpose is really just to be. Our purpose is to dive deep into our emotions, at least. What helped me with some of these, like, because I just heard a Suicide Boy song, and so that's giving me like this energy of being suffocated by your emotions. And if you feel like you're being like suffocated or drowned by your emotions, if you've ever almost had a near death experience with water, you know that when you let go and you flow, I feel like the water just brings you back up to the surface. But the more you fight, it feels like the more you just get dragged down, right? So it feels like when these emotions come up, we always try to give every single one of them attention because we feel like that's what they need. Every single one. And it's not even like we're giving them attention, but we're trying to find solutions or answers for every single emotion that's coming through. And I'm here to let you know that you don't need answers to all of these emotions. You don't need solutions to every single one of your problems. Sometimes when you sit still, it feels like magically the answers come to you. I've noticed that whenever I sit still, I get so many answers. And I'm seeing that a lot of you, especially me, and this is a really big confirmation for me as well, is, and I just saw Tintin, um, really just being in this like relaxed state of, I really don't know like what my purpose is and like what I'm here for and like what I'm feeling. But for some reason I'm just here and I'm going to experience all of my emotions. Like, do you see how like relaxed she is and how like she's just sitting back and just like it feels like she's going with the flow, which is super amazing and beautiful. And then this one, which is goals, it's just like reminding me that when you get goals, you just become a badass and you're just like, I'm just gonna knock these goals down. I'm gonna go ahead and knock through these goals. And you like, especially with all of these beautiful colors, these pinks, these oranges, it feels like you're handling all of this with so much love. And the more it feels like you flow with yourself and your emotions, the more creative you feel, the more creativity flows to you. So beautiful. And I actually started posting a lot of my humming meditations on Spotify and here on YouTube. So if you feel like you're drowning, I hope that at least that feels like you can have a spot to rest anytime you want. I hope that it helps you feel deeply connected with yourself. As humming has helped me so much, I hope it helps you as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose the deck that I feel the most will talk to us. And I feel like it's this one. And I'm not that great at reading tarot yet. I really just look at the cards, the artwork that's on there, and I just go with what the artwork looks like and what it feels like it's trying to say and what it's trying to convey. But this deck right here speaks the most. And I literally just had like the best meditation session with myself and with nature. It is a little hot out here. I'm, I'm sweating. I don't know if you can tell. It's pretty hot out here. And this one is just Spirit Messages by John Holland. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. This one's always so talkative. I feel like doing it just one more time. Let's see. See what spirit messages want to come out today. I got a lot of cards. Lots and lots of cards. Like I said, this deck is always so talkative. This deck loves to speak so much. Like, anytime I'm doing like audio of readings, it like speaks so much. So we have Serenity. It says the most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. And you know what's so beautiful is I just like that's a huge confirmation, at least for me, and I hope it's a confirmation for you. Yesterday, the energies were so heavy yesterday, like so heavy yesterday. So I love that we got that card. What a beautiful confirmation. And we also got cleanse. Your body, mind, and soul are urging you to take time out of such much needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean the house, or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. And everyone has like their things that they do with cleansing. There's not a specific ritual or anything that you need to follow when it comes to cleansing, because I feel like the more like I feel like the more that we convince ourselves that there is like a specific routine that you need to follow when it comes to cleansing, the more it feels like a chore and the less it feels like something you actually want to do. So for me, sometimes I just listen to music, and that I feel like that cleanses my emotions. It feels like, especially whenever I put my music on shuffle, it feels like all of the emotions that are inside of me finally get some kind of spotlight, because my playlist is just so like everywhere. There is music for every single emotion inside of me. I like taking really deep showers, and sometimes I play music, and sometimes I just play frequencies when I take a shower. I can't take a bath. We don't have anything big enough to take a bath in, but I know I know in the future I will, because I really, really love taking baths. And if you can, Epsom salt, that will be your best friend. And I'm being really cold to like go to the beach, go to the ocean. So I'm really hoping I can go to the ocean soon. I really, really want to go to the ocean, really, really bad. And the next card we got is forgiveness. Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. What a beautiful card. And the humming meditation that I actually created this morning, and I'm going to hopefully have it posted before this video. and I'm gonna have the links below as well, for Spotify, where I have my podcast, and that's where the meditation is. That's where these readings go as well. And I really focused on forgiveness on that one. So if you have a moment to just like sit still, put some headphones on, and be present. I feel like that meditation, that humming session, that humming meditation, that heart to heart space, like I truly, truly want to connect with everyone's heart space deeply, because I believe that love will heal everything inside of us. And I think we just need to be open to receiving love and receiving help. And then support. People come into your life for many different reasons. Some you learn from and then they move on, while others return often because you need to learn from them. You need to learn more from those individuals. Others remain beside you throughout your entire life. And I love how it has like a bird and stuff right there, and wings. Just the way that you hold an egg is the exact way that I would feel like you're holding your soul. You're holding your heart is with so much care and so much love. That's such a beautiful card. And hope. Your loved ones in the spiritual world know when you reach out if they see you're at a low point. Whether you're caught up in a difficult situation or struggling with someone specific in your life, there is always hope. And hearing that Suicide Boy song that just played, and I don't know if I can say the song title. Maybe I'll link it in the description below. But whenever I heard that song, it reminded me a lot of like my high school days, where I can laugh about it now and like smile about it now, but back then I was drowning in my emotions, feeling like I was like that angsty teen that was like, I have to figure out all of these emotions by myself. And the truth is, I was never alone, but I shut myself out a lot. I felt like an outsider a lot in those ages, and it took a lot of healing to get back to the point that I'm at now, of being able to be open to receiving love and help and support. And I hope that you can do the same as well. Look at that. What a beautiful card. And reach out. We know you've been reaching out right now for help due to a current situation. Support is as much about the physical act of accepting help we're offered as it is act of accepting help we're offered as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it's truly okay to accept support however it's presented to you. What beautiful confirmations, like what beautiful confirmations of these beautiful cards. And these really are confirmations for the meditation that I did today, because I really just said, like, if these emotions just feel too big, like, reach out. Reach out to your loved ones, reach out to God, reach out to the universe, because sometimes these emotions can be really, really, really heavy, and they were never meant to just be held by you. They were never meant to just be felt by you. And like I said, like with these humming meditations, I hope that it gives you hope that you're not alone, that for a moment you let me hold your emotions, because trust me, I've drowned in emotions before, and I'm here to speak to you. that no matter what you're going through, you can make it through, that everything is going to be okay. Because teenager me would be so proud of me right now. How much love I have. And I've had this love inside of me all of my life. But for a moment there, I fell into this like deep dark pit, and it felt like no one was there but me. And I felt like I just had to lie there alone with no support. But the truth is that I felt that way, but my angels were there the entire time. And I was looking for a light. I was looking for the light at the end of the tunnel. And whenever I held on to hope, it really felt like this card. It felt like there had been like a candle inside of me, and as soon as I started like holding on to hope and knowing that I was gonna make it out on the other side, it felt like this like light just started beaming out of my heart. In choices, when you accept responsibility for your life and the choices you make, you begin to tap into the power of your own spirit. You'll be able to listen and appreciate the intuitive wisdom that's inside you and apply it positively and constructively to your outside world. And that's a very interesting card to get. I feel like sometimes we feel like we don't have any choices in life, and I feel like that's what makes us feel like we're drowning, right? We feel like we don't have a say in our life. We feel like everything is just the way that we see it, and I feel like when you really focus too much on your physical, like your outside world, and you don't try to see any magic in it, you don't try to ground yourself, you feel like you isolate yourself to the point that you're not asking for help, it becomes very dangerous, and you start pointing fingers at everyone and saying, well, you made me do this, you made me feel this. But at the end of the day, it's really just your choices. And I feel like sometimes that can be really triggering, especially if you're at the lowest point in your life and you're like, there's no way that I put myself here. And the thing is that sometimes we're put in these really difficult positions because the universe knows that we can survive that. We have so much strength to survive this. And I feel like no matter where you're at in life, if you just give yourself grace, forgive yourself, and remind yourself that I'm gonna make it out of here, I'm gonna make it to the other side, something inside of you just feels so light. I just feel so light. I'm seeing so many beautiful little orbs, so many fairies in nature. That this is why I love doing like readings and stuff out here, because so much magic can happen out here. Like literally so many miracles, so much magic is here in nature. So if you have time to just sit outside, even for 5 minutes, for 30 minutes, like disconnect yourself from your phone, put it on do not disturb for 5-30 minutes, and just notice how nature flows. There's no one conducting nature. There's no one saying, well, the bees, you have to come over here, and butterflies, you have to come over here. It's like something inside of them. They're just following their instincts because they trust their instincts. They trust themselves. So whenever they smell something, they go towards it. and whenever they see something, they go towards it. And cycles are always ending in nature. Like life is always ending in nature, but we see them as the end, but truly nothing ever ends. Everything is endless. Everything is energy, so it just flows, and it flows into something else. What a beautiful confirmation from the blue jays. And I have so many blue jays in my backyard. And the last card is soul solitude. Your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet. A place for soul solitude. This is a time to pause, a time to reflect, and a time for you. What a beautiful, like, and I'm seeing a cardinal right now. What a beautiful confirmation. So let's just take a moment to just I'm gonna this is what I do with my meditations. I just take really deep breaths and I I love you so much, and I'm gonna go ahead and let the tarot um, speak a little bit. I apologize in advance. I don't really know like tarot meanings and stuff yet. I really just base it off of really the artwork. Just the way that I do these cards, there's a deeper message with, there's like a deeper message to the guidebook. For all of these cards, there's a deeper message to everything, and I really think it's just up to your interpretation. And oh, I'm gonna be like extremely vulnerable right now, like extremely vulnerable. When I first got this deck, I was in a pretty dark place, I want to say, and when I saw it, I was just like, ooh, that looks so like mysterious, right? And whenever I bought it, I just took the time to look at the artwork, right, for a really long time, and I never used it. Never used it. I've been having this deck for about 3 years, and for some reason, something inside of me, like I think one of my shadow aspects was coming out, and it was really like something inside of me was like, are you sure you're not using black magic? And I was like, oh my god, like no, like everything is just purely light and love. Everything that I do is light and love. But something inside of me, like these cards really brought something out in me, mainly because like they're a little scary, right? But for some reason it's like it feels like this deck has never held back. Like literally it feels like this deck has never ever held back. Never held back from just speaking the absolute truth, and really just like really going for you. And um I'm sure there's a way to like to interpret these cards for real, like what all of these cards mean, but I really just use this for the artwork. So if you see that I say like the star, the world, there are some cards in here that I have a pretty good understanding of what they mean, um, but not to the full extent. So if it wants to speak, it'll speak, but I feel like I'm using it mainly um, to see what comes out, if anything wants to come out. If nothing wants to come out, then maybe that story was all that wanted to come out. I'll do it just one more time and see. Card came out. I feel like something else wants to come out too. It was resisting a little bit. Yeah, once this card speaks, once this deck speaks, it really just wants to speak. I think that's really it. That's all that really wants to come out. Okay, so I do want to apologize in the beginning if you're a tarot reader and you know all of the significance behind all of the cards. I one day will be in the same step. But the two cards that came out, and they both came out upright, and I have two more cards. One of the cards was the devil. And look at this artwork. I hope that it like focuses on, hopefully it focuses on this. Hopefully hopefully it did. Hopefully it. I think it keeps trying to do my face. But these cards used to like really move something inside of me, but at least for like the devil up front, like this, and death right next to it, I really feel like we're moving through a lot of heavy emotions, right? Like there is a lot of cycles ending, and I feel like that's like such a beautiful confirmation, especially with like the new moon in Taurus coming up, is anytime I see like the devil and death coming right next to each other is like, it feels like there was like a tug and pull, right? Like there was like this tug and pull, and finally I feel like you're in that like flow state of, I'm ready to let go, right? It still feels really weird. It still feels like something inside of you feels like, what if I do let go? And what if I like fall into traps? And what if I fall into temptations? And what if I fall into like my old habits? And I'm here to tell you that just because you're flowing doesn't mean that you don't have control of how you feel or how you react or what you do. Um, when you flow and you let go, it's it's like really like just letting go of needing something specific to happen. Um, there's so many variables to life, right? You make a choice, and there's so many variables of what can happen. And I feel like sometimes we make a choice and we say, I want this to happen with the choice that I made, right? But the truth is that you have no control of what happens. You can try to control it as much as you want, but it feels like the more you control it, the more it falls apart. And maybe you can look back at a past, maybe relationship, a past job, a past situation where you were like, I'm going to take full and ultimate control of this situation, right? And you tried having so much control, and the more you tried controlling it, the less control you actually had with it. How funny things work. And just looking at these, it's just like, and I love seeing, and one of the main reasons why I got this deck is because I believe spiders are truly like the deepest protectors. Like, there are spiders everywhere, right? And I feel like spiders are just like the deep protectors. Like, they truly protect you, and they just show you how protected you are. And anytime I come out here, like every single day, like this is just like there's spider webs everywhere, and I truly love it because I believe that spider webs are like the natural like dream catchers. As you can see, I don't know if I showed this. Like, look at that card. And the next one is the Ten of Beasts, and that's just the Ten of Wands. Mm, do I know what this card means? Not too well, but at least from the artwork that I'm getting here, and I feel like tarot is really just up to your interpretation of, you can go by the actual meanings of the cards, or you can go by what you feel when you look at the card or what you feel when you see the artwork. And at least for me, like this card really just shows me that like it looks like she has like so many choices, right? It just feels like there's so many variables. Like I said, like what a beautiful confirmation that this artwork is showing is like, it looks like there's so many choices to be made, and you don't really know, like, you know, if all of these were actually wands, you know, in the dirt, you would be able to just like pick out one, and you don't know what you're gonna get. And also with like all the tombstones and stuff that I'm seeing, it really just shows me like you can really reflect back on your past and learn a lot from your past. And whenever you reflect on your past, it's not just like staying in that mindset and staying of, I wish I could have done something different. It's like, I can't believe I made it to the other side, and I've learned so much, and I'm so grateful for all of the knowledge that I have with me. Hopefully that. And the other card that we got is the Three of Curses, the Three of Cups in reverse. Hopefully that. And this is what it looks like upright. And I don't know, I really like, I love the artwork in this, and I feel like what I'm getting here is, it's like this energy of just like not being afraid of diving deep into your emotions. And these three little little ghosts back there, right? I feel like really represent spirit. And the way that it came in reverse, I would say that this one kind of feels more like you're like leaning in to your spirit, or leaning into that spirit world. And I feel like him holding this book, it feels like you have a lot of deep knowledge, right? You have a lot of deep knowledge inside of you. And for some reason, it feels like you expect the spirit world to like give you all of these answers, but in reality, like, they're really just here to give you confirmations. Like, they're not here to like physically tell you like what to do next, or they're not here to tell you like this is what you're going to do, this is your plan, right? It feels like it's mainly like you have the power of choice, right? And all of all they're doing is giving you confirmations. And some of the beautiful confirmations that I usually do and I usually say to myself is, if I'm on the right path, if, you know, especially with like these humming meditations that I've been like really putting my heart and soul into, I was like, if this is like exactly the path that I want to be, because I felt it, right? But I feel like even though I felt it, I still needed that confirmation. There was still a little doubt, a little fear, because I was like, these meditations aren't perfect, but am I going down the right path? Is this correct? Sometimes I feel really lost whenever I make a decision. I fear of making the wrong decision, and I always try to remind myself that there is no like right or wrong turn that I can make, because I feel like my heart always guides me back to where I'm supposed to be. And so me just putting so much love into this, I'm like, I'm hoping and praying that like the right people listen to this, the right people open their hearts to these like humming, to these meditations, because it really feels like Gaia is just like wanting everyone to just be so connected to her, and just really deeply connected. And I feel like the more I connect with her, it feels like the more I heal myself, and the more I heal myself, the more healing frequencies, the more healing energies is put out into the world. And I feel like we're in a really good like timeline of so much love, so much forgiveness, and so much clarity. So for some reason that just came through, like it coming in reverse. I don't know whether it's like you're finally trusting yourself, or if you're asking the spirit world, because I don't know if it was like this, if like you're needing like specific answers from them. But at least when it's like this, it kind of feels like it could be both sides. right? It can be like there's moments in time where you really do trust your inner voice and you go for it, and you don't realize how amazing the results was. You just did it because you felt so much love towards it. And then there's times where some decisions feel really, really heavy. And I feel like when those decisions feel really, really heavy, it's just time to just be like, take a deep breath and just do your best. Because that's all we can really do when we feel like, and I feel like when we feel this overwhelming chaos of like this pressure, I feel like it's because like we're on step 1 and we're looking at step 10, step 8. We're looking too much into the future and not into the present moment. So that could also be a message that's coming through is okay, confirmation maybe. And I forgot what I was gonna say with that. Oh yeah, just being in that present moment, I feel like is really needed. And I feel like the more we try to focus and control the future, the more suffocating these emotions can feel, the more alone we can feel, because the future hasn't happened yet. No one's in the future. Everyone's here in the present. So I feel like when you go into the future, you can't really like can't see all of the support that's already in your life at that moment. All you can really dictate and all you can think about is how you feel and how you're doing. But if you're here in that present moment, you can really see all the support, all the love that you have all around you. So, really, all of the messages that I'm getting is just be as present as you can be. And I'm actually going to look these cards up to see if anything really resonated or if, you know, because I really do want to learn more about tarot. And there are some cards that I immediately know, like, the meaning to. And I feel like knowing the meaning of it really helps you interpret the card and what it's trying to convey. And I'm hoping that I conveyed that message correctly. But mainly, I use this deck mainly for like the energy that I get from it. It just feels like, and these are the cards. Just like the artwork on this is just so beautiful and so amazing, and that's why I work with oracle decks a lot more, because I feel like there's really nothing you need to know when it comes to oracle decks. It's really just up to your interpretation and what like the cards make you feel. Like obviously some of the cards may have like a meaning to them or like a word to them, but sometimes they're really up to interpretation. And I feel like the same thing goes with tarot, is that you can have like a strict meaning to some of these cards, but it feels like for the most part it's like really up just to your interpretation. So I love you so very much, and I I hope you can join me in listening to my meditations, because I put so much love into them. So much love into them. And I'm hoping to put even more love and to get more guidance with my meditations. Some of them I do indoors, some of them I do outdoors, but the window is always open, so you can always hear nature anytime I'm doing them. So I love you. I hope you take care. And um, I mean, this message really is like timeless. But we do have a new moon in Taurus tonight that's happening. So I hope everything goes really well. Um, I feel like right now I'm not even like scared of any new moon, any transition we get, because I know I can alchemize those energies to work in my favor. Yeah. I love you. Take care.